Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Greenwave TV, alternative media television. Out here in beautiful Arizona today, we're getting some fantastic weather. I'm guessing it's in the 60s, maybe the 70s right now. Sunny. Getting some exercise. You know, just kind of digesting everything that's going on post President Barack Obama's 23 executive orders that he'll be enacting in addition to his recommendations for Congress. I can't help but think and say, and this isn't even off-putting or this isn't going overboard, I'm personally disgusted at President Barack Obama's use of children to accomplish his political objectives. I think this is the equivalent of child porn, child pornography. I mean, look, you can pose with children all day long. Yeah, I can show you some pictures here. I mean, Hitler posed with children quite frequently, actually. In fact, let me show you a few shots. You know, just because you have kids in the background, you're high-fiving as you're implementing tyranny, doesn't make it any different. What it does do, got a plane going on here above me here, what it does do is it pacifies the American people. The great majority view it as an accomplishment, view that President Barack Obama genuinely cares about our kids, and that's the reason for the Sandy Hook child porn. Let me give you a perfect example of Obama's double standard. Remember Sergeant Bales? Remember Sergeant Bales in Kandahar, Afghanistan? He wandered off his base, murdered several dozen, I think it was 20 plus men, women, and children, consisted mostly of women and children. And then he took their bodies and piled them up in the middle of the village and lit them on fire. Women, children. Obama cares about the children, right? I mean, hey, he cares about the kids of Sandy Hook. Let me ask you a question. Was President Barack Obama on the next flight out to Kandahar, Afghanistan, to go save the children? To punish Sergeant Robert Bales personally, himself? Did he give a shit then? Did he care? Was he high-fiving Kandahar children? The answer to that question is no. Of course not, and it makes you think. So let me pose this question to you, America. Are the lives of American children valued more than that of children in Kandahar, Afghanistan? Civilians, innocent civilians. And it's kind of ridiculous I even pose that question because we already know the answer to it. So it's a total double standard. In addition to that, not once did the liberal, biased mainstream media, or the president, or any of his cohorts, or any politicians in Washington equate the reason for the killing and blame it on guns. None of these people, President Barack Obama, most notably, blamed that tragic killing and shooting on weapons of war, as he likes to label those guns. I like to think of them as weapons of self-defense. He calls them weapons of war so that it's labeled as a negative thing where, no civilian would ever want a gun to defend himself. That would just make you an evil Jared Loughner, MK Ultra, James Holmes psychopath. So a total double standard. In that particular case, and the one in Kandahar, with Sergeant Bales, it was written off by the administration, Obama himself, and the mainstream media as an act of pure insanity. And that's all it was. We didn't blame guns. He wasn't after the guns. Well, maybe I take that back. He's always been after the guns. I mean, that's been the agenda. But see, that is where lies the motive. It's always been about the guns. Obama's political agenda has always been to disarm American citizens. So when Obama thinks, and when he says, doesn't think, but when he says he cares about the kids, and he's cited this numerous times in his recent speeches, saying the children are his number one priority, we know that's a total and utter lie. Because we have the Sergeant Bales massacre as an example to prove that specific point. Obama didn't care then, and he doesn't care now. But what he does want is your guns. And he's willingly disarming America. That's all I have for today. I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Greenwave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave. Hard-hitting and in your face.